now. I'm gonna have Carolyn also discuss the next item, which is municipal building LED lighting upgrade.
JCP&L has a rebate upgrade LED program in place for municipal government, and I think businesses as well, that the town has actually already taken advantage of. Our DPW was switched from their existing lighting to LED upgrade. There was a small cost involved, less than $2,000 when that was done. And these are, again, energy savings, cost savings for the electric bill, also a security issue too, because these lights are much brighter. You'll see here we've got our upgrade.
So I've heard.
Yeah, so the program extended the offer to put all the exterior lights at this building, and at the firehouse, and in the park, and they did that last week, and there was no cost to the township to do that. And you probably saw some of the lights, they are much brighter. It's a big difference from where we were. Warren, our DPW supervisor, helped and worked with the company to get a quote to redo all the lighting within the building, so upstairs and as well as downstairs in the police department. With the rebates from JCP&L, the cost is $6,150 to upgrade the entire building. I think well worthwhile. Again, for here, I think we've got older lighting, but also hopefully to help as we're going down the road, savings on electric. It is something that lasts more than 5 years, and we do have money in our capital budget from, I think, last year and possibly the year before for building improvements. So we would pull the funds from capital and already supposed to authority. So, and again, all the lighting was done outside at no cost to the town.
We're gonna do these fluorescent fixtures as well.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of features on the new ones. They have to work with us with their settings where if it's bright outside, that they'll auto dim themselves. If you leave the room, then they have all kinds of neat things where these are just on. There's no settings. And I know Warren's been working with them to adjust within his building as well. And like I said, they did it at the firehouse, they did Station 3 as well too. So I think it's a worthwhile program to invest in. I just wanted to see if the committee was open to doing that upgrade for internally for our building, the police department.
I had a chance meeting at ShopRite last night. Somebody ran into me and I didn't even realize that the park had been done, and they said that the venue it's just not right for, I'm gonna go up there after the meeting. I'm gonna flip the switch and see.
Oh, it's bright.
And it's like, and they had just replaced it apparently out of the 501c3 not too long ago. They had new bulbs put in.
We have an email from the committee chair on that.
And they are adjustable. I know that there's this like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever, but all the lights are adjustable. It was just done last week. So there are options to tone them down, to take the brightness down. We just haven't got that.
Okay, so even more so than because somebody already was manipulating them somewhat to try to get them down, and it still wasn't.
No, they shouldn't be.
Yeah,
unless for the company
they're
that came out.
programmable. You have to do it
Yes.
through JCP.
There's a switch, there's a controller. Warren explained this whole thing. But again, they've been working with them because they may be just too bright. So they have to come in and they have to program the way that they are. So there are options to do that. It just, there's so many hours in the day.
I know. The thing
I haven't seen them. I know it's a concern.
Yeah, I would hope just in the future that when you have a park committee or you have any advisory committee, that something as big as that would be communicated to them before it happens, just to give them a heads up. Because I know people now that they're saying they won't hold the event they were gonna hold there, that they had reserved for, it's just the communication, that's it. But I'm just gonna go look at them.
Yeah, I haven't been up there, so I'm not here, tonight I'm here, so I was going to go up there and look, but I haven't been here at night to see.
They are quite bright. If you look at the ones out in front of the building, they just imagine that times 15 or 20. So
sunglasses.
I heard Joanne Letter sent us an email about it. So those are
the ordinance 03026.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
affordable housing?
Yeah, the whole thing. That's not a lot of fun. So everybody who worked on that, thank you. The second thing is actually a bit more historical. There was a discussion earlier this evening about lighting changes. Strange enough, part of my very long ago undergraduate degree was in human factors engineering. One of the things that most people don't understand is bright does not equal visibility. The problem we get into with bright lights, especially bright light point sources, is actually it reduces visibility, because the glare reduces people's ability to see into the darker shadows. So when we talk about lighting, you know, the obvious common sense approach is often counterproductive. It just creates areas of glare and areas of darkness. So there's a lot of science behind that, and I think we should make sure we apply the science to how we do things, because you can end up with very, very bright light sources, which actually makes a bigger problem than the one you're trying to solve. Also, on a personal line, you know, I like our rural nature here in Huntingdon County and Lebanon Township, and I really, really wish we spent more thought before we ruin our night sky. You know, there's too many bright light sources that we have. I know the almost impossibility of implementing a regulation about controlling people's lights, but you know, it's sort of sad when you see the place lit up. And it's also a very good environmental reason not to do it as well, which is it actually screws up migration of birds and other animals. You know, our bird population unfortunately has a lot of problems which we're not helping. You know, it's actually declining quite badly. If you look at the numbers, it's really quite sad. And lots of bright lights don't help. So if we could somehow, you know, sort of take that into consideration without getting incredibly bureaucratic about it, which is just, you know, a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. But you know, just thinking, you know, keeping the lights on, so it's more diffuse, not so bright and intense. Anyway, thank you for the work you did. I think, you know, a lot of people don't realize how much work some of this stuff takes. And I think, you know, it's good to see how much work people actually put in. And it's like, oh, that's what they've been doing. Thank you very much.
So I'm speaking as a resident who knows a lot about birds. And so Stephen is right, you know, the bright lights, especially if they're allowed to shine up, if they don't have the downward facing lights, can definitely mess with bird migration. They either get it confused with the stars, or they get stars above and stars below, or if they're if it's really bright, they kind of get caught in that light, and then they won't go into the darkness, and they'll just fly in circles until they collapse. So we do want to be aware of that. So if we are assessing our lights, I'm not saying you should, but if you wanted to do that, having the warmer colored lights, the redder lights, are better than the blue lights, because the blue lights mimic the starlight more. Having downward facing, you know, shields on top so they face down will help, and also kind of detract from the light pollution so we can see our stars. And motion sensors, blinking lights. I mean, for lighting up the night, you know, at a park, you don't want that, but these are just things to consider, and I'm happy to consult on that if anyone would like.